Good afternoon po. Good afternoon po sa inyong lahat. Magandang hapon, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Welcome on our fourth day and last day of our session on webinar series on module writing in remote learning setting. So, I'm sure many of you are very happy that we are now on our last day. So una, pagbati po sa mga nanonood since Monday. So nakasubaybay from day 1, day 2, day 3, until now, day 4. Okay. So if you stay tuned, if you're with us for 3 days now, no, now is the fourth day. Um, I'm sure it will not be difficult for you to understand the context of our sessions. No, so that is the point of our webinar series. No, we want to bridge every aspect of the topic that we are actually delivering. Now we move to assessment. So, sana po sama-sama tayong mag-aral at matuto tungkol sa assessment. Okay. So, again, dun sa mga, ang tawag nila, meron na silang bansag sa sarili nila eh. Team replay. Okay. So, binabati ko rin po kung anong mga oras kayo manonood mamaya. I would like to extend my gratitude to you by allowing us to be part of your day, allowing us to be part of your life through this webinar session. Okay. So, before anything else, I would like to promote our incoming webinar series. This is for physical education teachers, no? So ito nga naman yung isang napaka kumbaga a big question mark sa ating lahat kung tayo nag-iisip sa ibang mga subject areas kung paano natin i-deliver no sa remote learning setting yung ating mga lessons. Isa siguro sa very challenging din, no? Very challenged na subject area is yung physical education. So, maraming salamat sa initiative naman ng isa din naming regular resource person, no? Si Sir J.R. Viterbo. Siya po kasama ang iba pang mga kaguruan, no, na considered experts in the field of physical education will be sharing about their perspectives, no, plan of actions para po sa darating na new normal in physical education. So please do inform your co-teachers who are handling classes in physical education to join the session next week. No? Yan po ay magsisimula sa Monday. Same time, same place. You can watch it via YouTube or you can watch it via Facebook Live. So, again, I am Mr. Jeffrey Mayor. I am the Program Director of Center for Human Research and Development Foundation Incorporated. And today we'll be covering assessment. And when I thought of assessment, no, ang nasa isip ko, assessment must be igniting passion for learning. Okay? So, o more or less, no, tulad ng sinabi natin kahapon, what's inside the module, doon pa lang sa cover, meron na tayong idea ano yung laman. Okay? So, ganun din po siguro yung gusto kong i-point out in my session today. So, what aspect of learning, no, assessment, for example, ang gusto kong matandaan ninyo, enduring understanding for assessment. So for me, igniting passion for learning is number one. Okay? So kasi modular nga eh, no? So bakit sinasabi natin mahalaga yan sa module? or kahit sa iba't ibang aspect ng learning, kailangan hindi yung mabobore yung bata, hindi yung mafe-feel ng bata na sobrang bigat ng module or ng klase, na yung bata instead na nagkakaroon ng energy, no, ng drive to continue learning, so nakakalungkot kung opposite, no, yung nangyayari sa kanya. So we have to ignite always the passion for learning. And that will start from us. Okay? Tayong mga teachers ang magsisimula nun. If the students can really sense, yun yung isang kailangan din natin actually pagtrabahuhan dito sa module writing eh. Dahil actually, makikita naman sa module kung ito ay masyadong pinag-isipan, kung ito ay basta na lang ginawa, no? O kung ito ay kinopy-paste na lang. So, sana yung mga module na gagawin po ninyo ay talagang mag-ignite ng passion, hindi lamang ng mga learners, but even you, no? You know, if you put your heart in what you do, 100% no na transfer din yan eh, nababasa din yan ng mga tao. So, let's start with the chat box activity. So I see that a lot of you are in the chat box. You know, yung mga questions nyo po, no, I see some are asking questions on the chat box. I don't think that's the proper forum. Lalo na kung transaction on CHRDF po yung pinag-uusapan, maybe you can just send us an email, no? We are responsive naman po sa email as long as we are in the office hours, okay? So we can focus on our session. Okay. So chat box po tayo. So kindly use your chat box for our very short activity, opening activity for today. So let's have a short quiz. So ito ay parang pre-test kasi ang assessment naman ay hindi na bagong aspeto ng teaching and learning. So I would like to know about what is your kumbaga, what is your idea about assessment? So my questions will be centered on competency-based education, which is K to 12 is all about. We are about after MELCs, we are about competencies. So yun po yung magiging center ng aking tanong. Okay. So for our first question, we only have 3, no? So sana makakuha tayong lahat ng perfect 3 sa ating question. Okay. Sa ating quiz. Okay. So number 1, this is our question. In CBE, competencies are blank. Okay. So A, explicit. B, transferable. C, explicit, measurable, and transferable. D, measurable. Okay, I see there are quick to send their answers. And I see their answers are correct. No? Ayan. Mas delayed tayo sa Facebook pero ayan, pumapasok na din yung mga sagot nila. Okay. Oops. No? Mas marami naman yung tama. Okay. So I have a difficulty in my end kasi I have to look at the Facebook and at the same time look at the YouTube comments. But I see many of you are getting the correct answers, no? So congratulations for the first question, you are correct. So letter C, kailangan, explicit, measurable, and transferable. So sa competency-based education, kailangan, so kaya po ang competency-based education nagsisimula sa competency, bababa sa learning objectives, and then may instruction tayo na activities. Pagdating sa assessment, kailangan nakaangkla yung ating mga mga assessment sa ating learning objectives. So, yun yung ibig sabihin ng explicit. Okay? And then, kailangan measurable. Bakit po kailangan measurable? Kasi whatever is happening inside the child, no? Alam natin, hindi na lang yan sa brain, everything, no? In the body of the child, no? Pertaining to learning, kailangan ma-measure natin yun. So, lalo na kung hindi, ang learning kasi, ang hirap niya talagang i-measure kasi sa isang banda, it is something really very invisible eh. Invisible yung learning talaga. So, ang goal natin sa assessment, maging measurable. Kaya nga may mga nagsagot siguro sa inyo ng letter D. Okay. Pero kailangan hindi lang measurable. Dapat explicit and kailangan transferable. Okay? So, yun yung isa nating ano. Very good. I see a lot of you are participating. Thank you. Thank you for sending those energy, no, to us. So number 2, let's move to the second question. In CBE assessment, assessment is a blank. Measure of the teacher's ability to communicate, facet of the teaching process, function of the material presented, meaningful and positive experience. What is your answer? Okay, I'm seeing answers now. Okay, tama, no? Correct. Yung iba, hindi pa sagot ang sinesend. Good afternoon pa rin. Okay. Okay, parang yung iba, naghahalo-halo yung sagot nila, no? Or hindi naman. Okay. So yung aso namin ay tumatahol. Sino kaya ang tinatahulan niya? So, the correct answer for this one, ayan, tama si Ma'am Audrey Salud. Hello Ma'am Odds, ang aking co-teacher sa Letran. The correct answer is letter D. Okay. Meaningful and positive experience. Okay. So, kailangan hindi lamang tong assessment is not about the teacher. Kaya mali yung letter A. It's about the students, no? But not only the students, no? It's also about meaning and positive experience, no? Karanasan. So buo siya eh. Hindi lang siya tungkol sa teaching process, hindi lang siya tungkol sa mga materials na isinasubmit. Yan nga yung medyo kailangan nating baliin. Kasi ang notion ng iba, no, kailangan basta may masubmit yung bata. Kasi ang kasunod na ng assessment is grading. Okay? So, hindi po yun ang purpose ng assessment. Nakakalungkot when we view assessment that way, na yung assessment is for grade. Okay? So, of course, no, implication ng mga ginagawa natin sa assessment, may implication siya sa grade. But the grade is just part, no, part of the result ng assessment. Marami pang nangyayari sa assessment bago tayo makarating sa pagbibigay ng grade. Last question. Okay, I see marami na ang naka 2 points, no? Yung iba parang 1 point. Okay. So sige, bawi tayo. In stage 2 of instructional planning, teachers determine acceptable evidence. In this process, they are identifying blank. A, main assessment and other evidence. B, the content standard. C, the method of delivery of instruction. D, the learning activities. Medyo mahirap na yata itong tanong na to, no? Okay. Ano kaya ang ating focus daw dapat sa stage 2 na instructional planning? Kasi yung stage 1, yun yung nung day 2 natin, module sa MELCS, no? Yan yung learning objectives, aligning it with the competencies, yun yung stage 1. Kailangan maisip natin yung direction ng ating mga module. This time, sa assessment, ano daw po ang ating focus? Ayan, I think we have majority of answers pa rin dito, no? So the correct answer is letter, yan, medyo maraming nagkamali, no? Letter A main assessment and other evidence, no? So, bakit po hindi letter D? Ang daming nagsagot ng letter D. Hindi lang po kasi ito about learning activities. Kailangan natin, no, marami tayong learning activities, remember yesterday in our discussion. So, marami po tayong klase ng mga learning activities. Pwede siyang maging formative, pwede siyang maging summative, pero sa assessment, pagka pinag-usapan na natin yung assessment talaga, no, the big word assessment, we have to come up to, we have to generate the main assessment. Yun yung tinatawag natin sa K-12 ngayon sa Pilipinas na performance task. No? That is performance task. Okay, so, and then nandun na yung other evidence. Okay, nandun na yung other evidence. So, ano yung mga supporting activities para maisagawa yung performance task. So, maraming salamat. Sino po ano po yung ano nyo? Paki-type nga po sa chat box ano ang inyong score. Oh, honesty is the best policy. What is your score? Okay. Thank you very much, no? Ano ang inyong score? Ayan. Sinong nakakuha ng 3? Sinong nakakuha ng 2? Sino ang 1? Sino ang walang naabutan? Kasi kararating lang nila. Grabe, nagpapasalamat na yung iba na informative webinar. Wala pa po tayong nadidiscuss. Mamaya na kayo mag-thank you. Wow, perfect si Lee G. Okay, sino pa? O, perfect si Precious Ruby, sabi niya. So, walang makakapagsabi kung ano. Maraming 2. Okay, may honest tayo nagsabi, siya ay 1. Just 1 point, sad face, sabi ni Ma'am Lizelle. So, that's okay. That's okay. At least, mas nalilinawan tayo, no? I use these 3 questions, no, to clarify, to ensure that we are still we are really in one page when we talk about assessment, no? So maganda re-revisit din natin, no, yung purpose ng assessment kasi pagka naisip natin yung assessment, yun na nga yun doon nahulog lahat nung sa third question, 'di ba? Ano yung third question? Nahulog ang lahat sa letter D, sa learning activities. But actually, we can only understand better assessment if we know the purpose of assessment. And yesterday, upon reading many articles, no, ang ganda nung sinabi ni Sedlecki nung 2012, no, sabi niya may dalawang purpose ang there are 2 purposes, no, in terms of assessment. Number 1, okay, this is the very famous purpose na alam ng maraming teachers. Ano yon? Assessment of learning. Okay? So the keyword here is of learning. Assessment of learning. So ito, it involves looking at the assessment information, no? And we're trying to give the students the appropriate grade for them, no? And dito nga ginamit process to rank students' achievement. Okay? So ito yung very common notion natin when we talk about assessment. So assessment of learning. Pero ang isang magandang pwede nating tignan when we speak of assessment, assessment for learning. So ano yung pagkakaiba? No? So assessment for learning, this is a feedback, it is a feedback mechanism so that we can actually improve. The word used here is adjust our instructional strategy. Okay? So, pag nakikita natin yung mga results ng mga estudyante natin, okay, nakita natin many of them, di ba, may mga ganyan tayong proseso, tinitignan natin how many students failed. Okay, nagagawa tayo ng mga item analysis, ganyan. So, yung mga measure na yon, yun yung assessment for learning. Kasi pagka ang bata, madami sa kanila hindi nila nakuha yung dapat na na matutunan nila whatever competency or learning objective yung kailangan nilang matutunan, hindi nila nakuha, sometimes we have to be self-critical. Hindi yan tungkol lagi sa mga bata. Baka may mali mismo doon sa assessment. Okay? So, yun yung sinasabi ng assessment for learning. So kayo, ano sa tingin ninyo? Pagka pinag-usapan natin ang assessment, lalo na sa module, ano sa tingin nyo yung mas appropriate nating gamitin? Assessment of learning or assessment for learning? Sige nga po. Of or for? Pili kayo. Okay? Of or for? Yung mga nagsasabi po na medyo malabo, ina-adjust po yung setting ng, lalo na sa YouTube, no? You can actually adjust your setting in YouTube for HD or high definition. Of course, mag-iiba lang ng konti yung ano niya, pagkain niya ng data, no? Or data. Sabi nila yun ang tamang pronunciation. Okay. So, ayan, pumapasok na yung mga sagot ninyo. Okay. So, for of, how about our friends in Facebook? Anong sinasabi nila? Ayan, medyo delayed sila sa ano. Okay? So, the correct answer is both. Wala pong dapat piliin sa dalawa. The correct answer is both, no? Kaya walang mali at tama sa inyo, no? Lahat kayo ay tama. Kailangan yung for, kailangan yung of. Okay? So what do I mean by that? I will explain further later. Yan, tama si Ma'am Flor, no? Sabi niya, both. Okay. So, kailangan natin talaga, primarily, kailangan natin yung assessment of learning because we are expected to generate grades, no? Hindi naman mawawala kahit nagkaroon ng new normal in education. Kailangan natin magbalik ng mga papel sa mga bata and that is what we call feedback. No, we need to give them feedback because they submitted hard work, diba? Fruit of their hard work. So kailangan din naman nilang makita kung ano ang nangyari doon sa ginawa nila. Okay? So, yun yung sinasabi natin. And at the same time, mahalaga din yung assessment for learning, especially now that we are entering the new normal. We are trying, no, actually the term masakit mang isipin at marinig, no. We're experimenting, no. We're experimenting. No one can actually say that their strategy or their pedagogy is the best because we know learning in times of pandemic is a very different context, no? Napakaibang konteksto nun. So, baka epektibo nung noon ay everything is old normal, pero sa new normal, hindi natin yan masisigurado. Lalo na, yung ating pinag-uusapang education, no, in the new normal, will be in place in different contexts, no? Meron tayo iba't ibang mga economic status, no? Economic, kumbaga, experiences. So, lahat yan magko-contribute. Kaya mahalaga yung assessment for them. So, remember yesterday, I mentioned about activity-based instruction. Yan. Kung yung content natin in terms of subject content, in terms of activities, activity-based tayo, kailangan din yung ating assessment activity-based. O, just a recall, sabi natin kahapon, method of learning by doing activity-based instruction. Number 2, encourages students to actively participate in their own learning. Especially, sabi natin kahapon, na modular learning ay talagang may zero participation, involvement, si teacher. But aside from that, we have to understand that activity-based instruction is actually embedded in the experiences of the child. Okay? Experiences ng mga bata. Yun eh. Para magkaroon ng meaning ang assessment, dapat lumalapat sa buhay. Okay? So in this case, as a child na nasa isang tahanan, na may mga daily activities and routines, kailangan doon natin maisabay yung ating mga assessment tasks, no? At the same time, yun na nga, child-directed context to develop functional skills. So ito, age-appropriate, no? Hindi pwede na yung pang grade school, binibigay mo sa high school, no? And gino-juggle-juggle mo. So, nandun yung spiral movement, nandun yung mga age-appropriate skills na kailangan matutunan ng bata. So, and here, I'm sure many of you are already familiar with UBD 6 Facets of Understanding. I would like to use this. Alam natin, madaming pwede tayong gamitin na mga framework, no, mga pedagogical approach pagdating sa assessment. Pero para sa akin, 6 Facets of Understanding is one of the best, no? If it is not the best, at least one of the best, no? So, bakit? Kasi kung titignan natin, marami diyang ibang available, Blooms, no? We have Blooms, ganyan. Actually, may mga similarities and differences naman sila. Pero if we're going to look at this, the 6 Phases of Understanding, this is actually a starter kit for differentiated instruction. So let me justify my claim about that. So, sa 6 Phases of Understanding, magsisimula tayo sa, yan, no? Meron tayo iba't ibang facets. The first facet is perspective. Okay. So, this is about viewpoints. Okay? So, bakit siya yung nasa top niyan? Kasi lahat, no, bago pa pumasok ang mga bata sa ating classroom, or in this case, bago pa sila magbuklat ng mga module nila, ang mga batang yan, meron na rin sarili-sariling mga viewpoints. Okay? So, kailangan lang nating i-assist yung mga batang ito. How can we actually help them realize that life, no? Dito kasi marirealize ng mga bata, one important thing that they should realize, people have different viewpoints, people have different perspectives. So, ibig sabihin, may mga bagay, kaya pag nagdi-discuss tayo, iba't ibang mga content, marirealize natin, it can be beneficial for one group, pero hindi siya beneficial sa isang grupo. That's perspective. Okay? Masaya yung isang tao, hindi masaya yung isang tao, though they are in the same context, because they have different perspectives. So, let me give you further some examples later on. So, next is interpretation. So, here, interpretation is somehow similar in explanation, but this one, you are making use of your senses. Okay, so you are using your senses to infer, no, to think deeper, no, to understand better. Okay, sabi dito, the creation of something new from learned knowledge, including the ability to be critical. Okay, to critique, to create analogies, metaphors, no, yan. Gagamit tayo ng iba't ibang senses. Okay? So, we have explanation. We already discussed about explanation yesterday. Sabi dito, to demonstrate kung ano yung nalaman ng bata, no? Express their ideas. Kung sa interpretation, using senses, using different things around him, no? Interpretation. Sa explanation, yung pag-explain ay maging mas creative. Okay? Kaya yung interpretation and explanation, they are actually coupled. They are actually overlapping. Yan naman ang 6 facets eh. They are overlapping. So, and then we have application. So, application, same knowledge, no? May natutunan ka, pero this time you have to use it in different contexts. Okay? So this is just a review. I'm sure many of you are familiar with this. Now, one very popular term right now is empathy. So empathy is very important. This is part of the soft skills kasi ito ay about human relationship, no? And dito, gusto nating turuan ang mga tao na makaramdam, no? Empathy is about feeling. Okay, an example of this is compassion. Being in the shoes, sabi dito, the capacity to walk in another's shoes. And if we are going to see our country right now, medyo marami tayong mga kababayan na kulang sa empathy. Okay? So, like for example, yung bagong issue, no? You know, I am also a speaker on gender and development. A very good example is rape victims, no? Ano yung nangyayari ngayon sa bansa? Victim blaming. Okay. So, very hot issue yan. Yan ay kawalan ng empathy. Kasi kung alam mo lamang ang pinagdadaanan ng isang victim, hindi ka na makakapagsalita eh. Hindi ka na makakapagbigay pa ng mga masasakit na mga salita. Kasi yun ay ang nakakalungkot sa victim blaming, ang gusto nilang sabihin, kasalanan ng babae, no? Merong part doon sa pangyayari na siya yung parang ginusto niya, no? Na ano pa yung sa dress din, no? Yun yung mga issues ngayon. That is lack of empathy. Okay? So, and then the last one is self-knowledge. This is very, very important also. If you actually look at the K-12 no, and the CHED revisions ng ating mga curriculum and syllabus, pinaiigting yung self-knowledge. No? So, ang ESP, dun sa mga taong hindi pa rin familiar sa movement ng edukasyon sa pagpapahalaga to the edukasyon sa pagpapakatao, ini-increase talaga actually ng ESP program yung self-knowledge. Ini-extend yan, no? Meron tayong mga iba't ibang subjects na tinuturo. Kahit sa college, meron kaming understanding the self, no? So these are examples of self-knowledge. And here, gusto natin na yung self-knowledge maging part ng habit of mind, and then we want our students to practice metacognition. Ano yun? Reflection, no? Yung reflective practices. Okay. So, I hope somehow na nabigyan tayo ng linaw, no, tungkol sa bagay na 'yan, no? Tungkol sa 6 facets of understanding. Pero iisa-isahin din natin sila. So if we are going to look at different subjects, we will realize that there are different facets that is very appropriate, no? Very appropriate for every subject. Actually, this is not limited, no? Pero ano yung mga, kumbaga, if you in one glance you can tell alin ang pinaka-useful sa subject area. So, we have here, for example, mathematics, okay? Application, yan, number 1 lagi sa mathematics, of course, yung application. Pero hindi lang yung application na nagsusolve na yung bata, no? Application is also happening, very importantly, how is this significant in daily life? So, mamaya magbibigay din tayo ng example dyan. So, interpretation. So, data, statistics is under mathematics, di ba? So, we interpret data, and then we have explanation, okay? So, we try to explain paano nakukuha yung sagot na yon, no? So, why is this the right? Kasi sa mathematics, there are different, kumbaga, ways of solving problems, di ba? So, that's mathematics, okay? So, we have social sciences. So, ayan, mataas din yung empathy and perspective sa social sciences. You see, ang isang gusto ko dito sa 6 facets, hindi na siya nakatuon, unlike si Bloom's, meron pa siyang level ng remembering, okay? So sa 6 facets, it's already given, no? That before you reach all this, kaya nga itong anim na to, they are already considered higher order thinking skills, okay? Kasi hindi na lang to basta memorization of facts. Ganun din sana yung social science, no? Nakakalungkot na hindi nagiging malinaw sa mga Pilipino yung mga bahagi ng kasaysayan because siguro, no, at some point, pare-pareho din natin yung, kumbaga, responsibilidad. Hindi lang ng guro kasi pati ng estudyante na hindi lang natin tignan kung ano yung mga facts, no, but even see the reason behind why these things actually transpired. Okay? So empathy and perspective nandyan. So yung mga nagtuturo ng kasaysayan, may iba't ibang perspektibo, pananaw sa pagtingin sa mga bahagi ng ating kasaysayan. Okay? So that is also very important. And of course, yung social science naglilid din dapat sa self-knowledge, no? Laging nandun yung tanong bilang isang mamamayan, bilang isang Pilipino, no? So ayan. Okay, TLE, we have application, interpretation, and also self-knowledge, di ba? Kasi yung TLE, di ba, yung mga iba't ibang crafts, o for example, carpentry, ganyan, na-discover mo yung sarili mo self-knowledge yun, na I'm good in, halimbawa, baking, I'm good in nail art. So these are self-knowledge. This can be applied, this can be interpreted. The same thing with the computer. And then the last one that I would like to give as example is science. Okay. So science, there's a lot of application also in science, no? For example, sa physics, no, paano nabubuo ang kidlat, ang ulan, di ba? So itong mga bagay na to, we try to understand them under science. Okay. So interpretation, and then of course nandun din yung self-knowledge. Kasi na-discover natin, for example sa science, pinag-aaralan natin yung iba't ibang mga systems ng katawan, no? So and part of self-knowledge is how are we going to take care of it, di ba? So hygiene, for example, is also part, no, sa health, but also part din sa science. Okay. Bakit ba nakaka-develop tayo ng bad odor, no? Ng underarm problems, di ba? Ng mga ganyan. So, multiple choice questions, no? I'm reading really every comment that is sent to our Facebook Live. And you mentioned, one of you mentioned na ang ganda nung pinipresent kahapon, kaya lang yung format ng DepEd, lalo na sa post and sa pre and post test is multiple choice daw. Okay, so I'm still giving you a lot of activity-based instruction strategies because hindi naman lahat ng nanonood dito, I understand, belong to the public school system. So in consideration of the variety, no, different contexts and kumbaga requirements ng mga schools, I am discussing that. So what about multiple choice questions? Bakit ba ito? I don't actually find it a bad idea, no, to give children multiple choice questions. Kasi may mga basis naman bakit ang multiple choice ay nandyan pa rin, no? And many of the standardized tests, for example, yung mga licensure examinations natin, bakit naka multiple choice pa rin sila? Okay. So, one reality of that is yung versatility. Okay? So, hindi dahil multiple choice ang exam natin ay masasabi na natin na kumbaga low level siya, no? Depende 'yon. Kasi pwede pa rin natin ma-develop, no, ma-acquire yung mga significant facets of understanding even we're just using multiple choice as a strategy for assessment. So, we can do actually explaining of principles, no? Which of the following is ganito, ganyan, okay? So, principles, okay? There can also be application of principles. So, which of the following is an example of ganito, ganyan? So, interpret graphs and diagram. Looking at the graph here, may tanong ka mapo-formulate. Okay? So, ang isang downside talaga nito, mahirap siyang i-prepare. No? Multiple choice questions are really difficult to prepare because it will require you to go through the different parts that I will be mentioning later on. Pero in the part of the students naman, mas madali siya in the sense na nandun na yung mga given. No? Kailangan lang nila ng learning strategy para magawa yung task. Okay. Pero ang pinakamagandang balita niyan, no, pag pinag-uusapan natin ang multiple choice, mas madali siyang checkan. No? Teacher-friendly siya after the assessment. So, we can also measure understanding of concepts. We can also see we can also lead our learners to discriminate between fact and opinion. We can also make inferences from data, and we can also use this in mathematics to solve problems, di ba? So, marami tayong pwedeng gawin. Kaya lang, kailangan nating maging aware din. So, ang prayer ko, sana yung mga teachers natin sa DepEd, mabigyan din ng adequate training, no? Siguro a form of revisiting yung paggawa ng effective multiple choice questions, no? Okay. So this is an example of what I'm trying to say in multiple choice. For example, here, no, in CLVE, no, Christian Living, Values Education, I'm discussing with my students. They are grade 12, but actually I'm also using this in grade 11 kasi may mga similar lessons kami. So this one is a picture of creation where God is reaching out to Adam. And then I asked my students, okay, alin sa how would you describe the picture? Okay. So, ayan, mamimili sila. Okay. So, yung multiple choice, hindi naman yan laging isa lang sagot. There can be two possible answers. In this case, dalawa yung possible answers. No? The picture speaks of freedom given to man in making his choices. The picture depicts the exerted effort of man. So, dito, kung ang i-formulate kong tanong, alin sa mga statements ang incorrect about the picture? The answer here is letter B. Okay. So, we just have to know what are the parts of the multiple choice questions, okay? So that when we also explain to our learners, we can actually use the right terminologies, no? Because when we are trying to troubleshoot problems in our assessment, it is important that we know the parts, no? The parts of the specific assessment tool that we actually use. So for multiple choice questions, we can actually start with the STEM, no? Ang tawag po doon ay STEM. So ano ibig sabihin ng STEM? STEM is the question. So it can be a problem or any incomplete statement. So in my quiz a while ago, that's an example of an incomplete statement. So correct answer, and then meron din tayong tinatawag ng mga distractors, no? Incorrect responses, but it should be aligned with the correct answers para magkaroon ng appropriate level of difficulty, no? Mahalaga din kasi na yung ating mga multiple choice questions ay may tamang level of difficulty. Okay. So, ayan. Aside from versatility na pinag-usapan nga natin kung paano i-deliver ang iba't ibang multiple choice questions, nandiyan din yung validity, okay? And then we have the reliability. Okay. Kasi nga ito ay isa sa mga examples ng standardized. Pero yun lang yung kailangan nating maging careful kasi students, no, in order for them to save time, they can actually just encircle or write answers na hindi masyadong pinag-iisipan. That's also very dangerous. Kaya po, yan yung sinasabi ko nung isang araw na kailangan din nating tignan bilang mga guro yung alternative, no, na module. If this module na prescribed, sabi ninyo, prescribed ng DepEd, actually, ako naniniwala that DepEd is very welcoming, no, in terms of innovation. Kasi kung makita ninyo, no, ito yung importante po ito, kung makita po ninyo hindi nag-work yung format na binigay sa inyo, well, hindi naman sa lahat, but if you were able to pinpoint some students who are not really kumbaga delivering results, no, desired results out of the format given by DepEd, you have to consider doing an alternative. Okay? So yun yung kailangan din nating tignan sa mga module. Iko-customize din natin depende sa mga bata. So isa-isahin po natin what are the suggested activities that we can actually consider as a big task, no? Main task, yun yung term kanina. So I'll give you some na pwede ninyong tignan, pag-aralan. So okay. So another one that we can actually use is this, no? Cartoon dialogue box. So bakit ito? Remember perspective and empathy. So let your students, no, kung ano man yung dinidiscuss ninyo, let the students write, no, yung magiging flow ng conversation na. This is a very short one. You can actually find other ready-made cartoon dialogue box na pwede nilang sulatan. No? Halimbawa, yung topic, ang lesson ninyo ay about a certain area in science, no? O, pwede kayong maglagay ng direction doon na how would you explain? Yan, under explanation. Pero at the same time, pwede din yan perspective and empathy. Kasi the way they perceive the topic, magma-manifest din yan the way they actually write, no, the different dialogue, okay, or words inside those dialogue box. So another one that I like using is empathy map. Okay, empathy map. The user is at the center, that is your student. Okay, and then bibigyan mo siya ng topic. Okay, halimbawa ito applicable to sa English, sa Filipino, at saka sa social sciences or sa ESP. No, kung may mga binabasa kayo na kung ano mang literature or material for the child to understand, no, the feelings, no, the emotions ng mga characters, ano yung pwede ilalagay mo siya doon sa gitna, no? Sa tingin mo, ano yung mga sinasabi? Okay, bibigyan mo siya ng konteksto. Ano yung sinasabi ng nanay sa anak sa kwento? So doon yung papasok sa say. Ano yung iniisip ng tatay doon sa kwento? Think. So yun, you are guiding them to empathize, no? To empathize. So pwedeng ganun, pwede ding isang character and all of these four, gagamitin mo yon, no? This is actually from the design thinking, okay, empathy map, so that you can actually resolve. Design thinking is also another possibility for performance tasks. So kailangan lang talagang i-design mo yung mga modules na piece by piece madideliver ng bata yung mga component. Kasi design thinking is a tedious process. Medyo mahaba po yan. Okay. So, perspective and empathy are very important because they are part of the soft skills. These are part of personality traits and behaviors. Behaviors to display in different situations. Okay? So, kaya kailangan nandun yung, dito actually, kasi yung perspective rooted yan sa different human experiences eh. Yung kultura, no? Yung kanilang mga family background. So, these are all contributing factors shaping their soft skills. So alam natin, lagi nating nababasa, pinopost kahit gaano taas ang pinag-aralan mo, pero yung values mo naman, no? Yan. Isa sa mga shaping factor ng values yung perspective and empathy. So may mga tao, bakit wala silang pakialam, na-rape na yung babae, sisisihin pa. So that is a lack of empathy eh. Meron silang kakaibang perspective and we cannot say it's wrong, no? Pero titignan natin, no, mas ika-clarify natin bakit siya ganun mag-isip. Baka meron din siya karanasan na naghahantong sa kanya sa ganung klase ng kaisipan. So part of perspective and empathy is also peer critic. Okay? So peer assessment, sabi nila, marami itong terms peer review. So dito, binibigyan natin ng opportunity yung mga learners to share their voice and help the other, their classmate, to become more receptive to hearing and using feedback. Okay. Gaano to ka-importante? Kasi yung mga Pilipino, lalo na tayo, ito isa sa mga soft skills na dapat nating matutunan under empathy and perspective, na pag tayo ay kinikriticize, hindi ito tungkol sa atin. Ito ay tungkol sa ating ginagawa. Okay? So, we should not take it always personally. No? Ang kinokorek yung ginagawa mo, hindi ikaw na mismo, kasi ang laging pananaw ng maraming Pilipino pagka sinabihan sila ng criticism, regardless kung constructive or destructive, sasabihin nila, it's about me, you are personally attacking me. No. Yan. Magsisimula yan sa loob ng classroom. So I can only suggest this for those who are doing module online kasi pwede nyo yung gawin. Okay? May mga apps, for example, Padlet, no? Si Padlet, they can post pictures there and also text. And then, pwede nyo enable doon sa Padlet yung reactions. They can send hearts or ganito. And they can also comment. So you can also give clear guidelines paano nila gagawin yun. Mahalaga din po yun eh. Kasi ito, hindi lang, ito ay lifelong learning ha. This is an enduring understanding na kailangan ng mga bata. Na tayo, no, kaya nga may kanta eh, di ba? Yung Apo Hiking Society, no, batang-bata ka pa, no, marami ka pang kailangang malaman at intindihin sa mundo. Okay. So, paano siya mahuhubog? Paano siya matututo? Sa pamamagitan ng mga taong nagbibigay ng ganitong klase ng mga salita, no? Mga feedback. Okay. So, an example here, when giving feedback, for example, no, tell something you like, no? Sabihan mo yung mga bata, ano yung nagustuhan mo? Hindi tama na magsisimula ka sa criticism na negative, okay? So, sabihin mo muna, di ba? Tingnan niyo yung mga judges sa iba't ibang competitions sa TV. Usually, they would always start with the things they like, okay? So, that's teaching them how to give feedback. Tell them ano yung nagustuhan mo, ano yung tanong, no, na nasa isipan mo about and give us a suggestion. This can also be a strategy, no, and in reading different texts. Okay? So ano yung nagustuhan mo sa text, 'di ba? Ano yung tanong mo, ano yung pwede mo maging suggestion. So here we can actually use the strategy tell me, no? Show me, do and apply. Okay? So ipapakita mo paano yung ginagawa. So magbibigay ka ng mga concrete examples para sa bata. So we have now application. So application, halimbawa sa math word problem, di ba, meron tayong napakagandang issue ngayon. Anong issue yon? Issue ng Meralco, di ba, yung mga tao, hashtag junk Meralco bill. O yan. So, record your family's electric consumption for 2 months. The initial reading is blank kilowatt hours and the next reading is blank. How many kilowatt hours is used in a month? So, ito, these are example ng talagang realistic Alam mo yon, lifelong learning po ito. Ito po enduring understanding. Magandang maituro sa bata pa lang. Paano ba magbasa ng mga electric consumption? It can also be, you can also formulate pagdating yung kanilang water bill, 'di ba? Yung cubic meter, 'di ba? Sa math. So that our word problem becomes more concrete, no, in the eyes of the child. So dito lang, so syempre, medyo mahirap-hirap lang to kung gagawin talaga natin kasi magkakaroon ng iba't ibang given. Pero actually, kung ikaw naman ay napakatalinong teacher sa math, napakasimple lang nun. No? Kayang-kaya mo naman yan checkan kahit iba-iba ang given yan. So with that, they can read their electric bill. No, they can be more critical about reading it. So we can avoid no yung nangyari tulad halimbawa nitong huli, yung mga tao nagagalit. So let's see the particulars. Let us see the details. No. Okay. So another one is interpretation. So an example, no, ginagawa to ng mga estudyante ko before, mandala. So, mandala is a form of art, no, circular, every color has meaning. In this project of my students, meron silang mantra na nilagay, no, paulit-ulit. So, these are artwork presented by my students in the class by interpreting no their understanding. For example, this one, our topic is human rights. So, ayan, may mga meaning yung mga kulay niyan. Sabi nila parang bulaklak, no? Kung titignan niyo yung center nito, parang bulaklak. So, parang kinompare nila. That's interpretation. O, this one, it's like a star. Okay? Tapos meron pa sila, may mga iba-iba silang meaning. Okay? This one, ayan. So these are beautiful artworks, example of interpretation. Yesterday, I gave another idea in terms of instructional activity-based instruction. You can also use photo essay. Yeah, that's an example of interpretation. So merong story, no? Visual storytelling yun eh. So you can just download there are many anong tawag dito, patterns na pwede nyo makuha online. Okay? So parang therapeutic din yun, lalo na ngayong lockdown or lalo na ngayong pandemic, therapeutic din yun na yung pagkukulay. So application, one thing that I can really suggest is case study. Case studies are stories or situations which can be used to apply principle, theory, or processes. Okay? So, aside from that, this is a form of problem-based teaching and, of course, learning. So, used to demonstrate important principles and to give students experience in logic, problem-solving, and identifying key concepts. So, ito medyo mahirap talagang performance task talaga ito na malaking task ito, main task ito. So, hindi to pwedeng gawin ng one-shot deal. It can be staggered no, from one module to another in order for the child to really come up no, with a very comprehensive case study. So, so you can get started with case studies by tackling relatable questions like this with your students. So number one, how can we limit food waste at home? Okay, so halimbawa, may dinidiscuss kayo sa science. This is somehow science-related eh. Tapos dito na din po papasok sa case study yung ating tinatawag na horizontal alignment no, and integration, yung ating integrative teaching and learning. So, pwede nating silipin ano yung kaya yung mga main task natin, mas kukonti siya, no? Sana magawa natin, mapababa natin na from 7, ma-reduce natin sa 3. No, nandun na yung iba't ibang mga areas. And sana, hindi lang yung in paper or in meeting na, okay, sige, kasama kami dyan. Pero pag tinignan mo naman, kasi yung iba, proud na proud sila na ginagawa daw nila yon. Pero pag sinilip mo naman, no, if you will be technical about it, yung transfer of learning, hindi naman malinaw. Okay? Pinasayaw mo yung bata, nirelate mo dito sa ganitong subject, gaano siya kalinaw, no? Hindi lang sa'yo, pero lalo sa bata. Na yung experience na yun is enriching and meaningful. So kailangan po dito talaga yung planning, no? Instructional planning is really important here. How can you get family members to recycle and compost waste? O yan, baka makakaisip yung bata ng mga strategies. Yun yung pwede niyang isulat. So these are meron siyang mga observations, isusulat niya yun. And then how can we improve food sustainability initiatives? For example, in our community, in our barangay. So actually, itong mga sinasabi ko, as early as grade 6, pwede na nilang gawin to or even grade 5. Kaya na nila tong gawin. So ang kailangan lang talaga ay proper guidance. How can we reduce the number of people who get sick in our neighborhood during cold and flu season, which is very very common in the Philippines, no? Pag tag-ulan, pag lumamig, ang dami nagkaka-cold and flu. So let the students do their case study. Okay? So may mga formats naman na available pagka pinag-usapan natin ang case study. So here, we are helping our students to examine facts and develop more critical thinking by interpreting data and other case study relevant information. So yung time din nila sa loob ng bahay, though they are not really interacting with so many people, it becomes more meaningful because we gave them a new perspective. No? This is allowing them also to see something in a new perspective with a fresh eye. So, ito din, no, nakakatulong to makadevelop kasi yung sabi natin, no, naalala nyo, second day, kailangan nakakalink yung ating mga competencies sa mga national standards. And I think in the Philippines, we really have to work on with fake news, no? Yung disinformation, ang lawak na niya. So, case study will help our learners to be more critical about the things that they see, they watch, they hear every day. So, because we are leading them towards that, okay? So, no one can just pull them around. So, the age of disinformation, okay, lalo na ngayong panahon na ang mga bata, lahat nakatutok sa mga gadget nila. So in the case study, we are also preparing them, no? Na hirap yung mga bata, alam ng mga teacher yan sa senior high school, hirap na hirap sila sa research pagdating ng grade 12, which is a required output. A case study can really help, no? Pagka grade 6 pa lang natitrain na yung mga bata, remember, sabi ko kahapon sa grade 6 may graph interpretation na yung mga grade 6. Yan, these are tools that can help in their lifelong learning. Research is important not only in school, but even in community, even in different industries. They become more successful because of research initiative. So that is an important lifelong learning. No? So, yan yung isang pwede nating tignan. Portfolio. We all know portfolio well. So, portfolio is a collection of output, pero hindi lamang ito basta collection. This is a reflection also of the competencies, no, attainment of the child. Okay? So, kailangan din yung capacity to interpret. So, this is not just about what they were able to apply, but actually, what are the progress they are actually experiencing towards a certain goal. Okay? So what are the ideal but not limited areas who can apply this? TLVE, Computer Arts, Tech Book, or even ESP values. But ang sinasabi natin, yun na nga, sana talaga mangyari yung yung horizontal alignment. Nang sa ganun, ang nakakalungkot din kasi yung ang dami ng mga kanya-kanya silang portfolio. Sana magkaroon ng isa lang portfolio yung bata. Kung hindi kaya ng isa, at least hindi 7, hindi 8, no? Because that becomes a torture. And ganun din in terms of expenses for the parents, no? Because to maintain a portfolio means providing supplies, no? Mga papel, ganyan. So we also have to think about that. So last one, very important is yung self-knowledge. Okay? So one that we can actually use is journals. Okay? So this is a picture of mine. I remember when I was still teaching grade 7 students, I always encourage them to write journals. And it's therapeutic. Pero at the same, ang ano ko lang, no, huwag tayo gaya-gaya, no? Yung isa, nagpa-journal din yung ibang mga ano. It becomes, it will turn as punishment for students kung bawat subject may journal. So kaya kailangan natin talaga ng wide array, no, ng wide range of different assessment tools para magkaroon ng differentiated approach ng teaching and learning. Titignan natin, is it working? Kung hindi, baka maghahanap tayo ng ibang mga paraan. So sa Bloom's taxonomy, there are ways we can actually help our learners to reflect on their learning. So these are the questions that they can actually answer. So they can increase their self-knowledge. Do I see patterns in what I did? Were the strategies and skills? Alam niyo, magandang ipag-combine po yung portfolio at itong journal. Kasi self-reflection din yung pinopromote ng journal actually. Huwag niyo pong isipin na yung journal is just about collating a lot of outputs, outcomes ng mga bata or projects. Hindi po yun ganun. No? That is not just well, that's one purpose of the portfolio, to exhibit the competencies of the learners, pero kailangan din yung progress, no, na nalalaman ng bata yung progress niya. Nakikita niya yung wow, yung movement ko, mas gumagaling ako in what I do. So these are the possible questions for reflection. What can or should I do next? How can I best use my strengths to learn? So ayan. Pwede natin silang bigyan ng isa sa mga tanong na to every week, no? Para, or hindi naman dapat pare-pareho eh. Depende sa pace ng bata. Remember yung self-paced learning. So depende kung ano ang kailangan ng batang sagutin. So, at pagka sinabi nating journal writing, reflection, hindi dapat yan, hindi naman yan pahabaan o paiksian ng mga sagot, no? Pero ang lagi ko ina-explain sa mga estudyante ko, I belong to the Religious Education Department, when you're so elated, it is impossible that you can write so little, no? When you are full of happy experiences, for example, if you're overwhelmed with life, di ba? When you write, there's a lot of information that you can actually write, okay? So, hindi naman natin gino-judge, no, yung length, pero kumbaga sinasabi na ang mahalaga maintindihan ng bata yung quality ng work, kasi I remember when I was still teaching in high school, no, in junior high school, ang tanong isang estudyante ko sa akin, sir, paano ba ako makakakuha ng perfect score sa journal writing? Kasi nakikita niya, siguro kino-compare niya yung sarili niya sa mga kaklase niya. So, ang sabi ko sa kanya, just write freely, no? Yun nga lang, kailangan mo din i-address yung mga concerns ng mga bata. Usually, they feel if they are not really trustful, no, that becomes an issue. So you can start by telling them to draw, no? Ako, yun yung mga strategies ko eh. Minsan mahirap, lalo na I teach in the higher education. Sometimes people tend to be so close, hindi na sila ganun ka-open pagdating sa mga insights, sa mga reflection nila. So maybe we can start with the illustrations, no? May mga pwede silang ipakita mga realizations through illustrations. So benefits of self-assessment, we do this to identify, to help our students identify their own skills gap or skill gaps, where their knowledge is weak, see where to focus their attention in learning. We set realistic goals, revise their work to track their own progress. And if online, no, those of you will do online module delivery, decide when to move to the next level of the course. Remember yung self-pacing pa rin. Okay. So yung self-assessment, lalo na sa new normal, napaka-importante po nito. Okay? So, We can use also for self-knowledge the acronym SELFIE. Okay, yan. Gusto ng mga estudyante natin yung salitang selfie, di ba? So, let's use the word selfie. So, S stands for showed my work. Okay? So, may pinakita ka ba? Kasi dun magsisimula yon. Wala tayong i-assess kung wala ka namang ginawa. Okay? Explain my answer. Okay. Paano mo in-explain? Quality over quantity also. Naipaliwanag mo ba? Okay. May natutunan ka ba in terms of vocabulary? Remember yesterday? So, hindi lang sa math. It can be in English, in Filipino, in all subjects because there are always terms that is introduced to the learner every lesson. Found multiple solutions. Yan. I persevered through the problem, and E, eliminated careless errors. So these are also questions that we need to uh, give our learners. No, pwede natin itong gamitin din as a mechanism, feedback mechanism. No, if they have journal, siguro bigay mo yung isa sa letter dito, no, or reason bakit sa pag nagtatal. Kasi usually, may mga feeling ang bata na ginawa nila yung best nila, dapat ganito yung grade nila, so they have expectations. Pero if they don't meet those expectations, maybe we need to give them feedback. And one way of giving feedback is allowing them to reflect. Okay. So, ang goal natin dito, no, aside from dun sa kanina, remember, assessment for learning and assessment of learning. Pero ang goal natin, ang education po, kung papasok tayo sa modular learning, is assessment as learning. So, meron tayong for, of, and then as. Here, our goal is that our learners will embrace lifelong learning. They will be aware of their own learning objectives. No? Ito yung pangarap natin, I think, sa lahat ng mga learners natin, na kaya nilang landasin ang kanilang buhay, kaya nilang mag-set ng direction para sa buhay nila, and they take responsibility for whatever decision they will actually make. And then, yun, self-directed learning paths. No? So our students, our goal, lalo na kami, if we are, yan yung frustration actually ng mga teacher pag nasa college ka na or nasa senior high school ka, one of the sources of frustration yung mga bata parang naliligaw pa rin. They are still unclear about things. But that's okay, no? That's the point of education. We help them figure out things. We help them learn farther about life, no? It's not only about the books. It's not only about the curriculum, but there's more beyond the school. We have the community to look after. So, kailangan din nating maglagay ng mga device sa ating module na ma-assess din ng bata mismo, hindi na yung learning nila, no, but yung mismong module. So maybe we can just put some activities like this na what can you say about the module, no? About your experience going through the module. So allow them to write, no, what's in their head, no? Speak their mind. And another one that we can also use para mas madali, ititika lang ng bata or i-check lang ng bata ano yung feeling niya after doing the module. So, and you can add one box, no, na pwede nila i-explain kung ano yung sagot nila. Pero this will also be enough. If they're happy, really, really happy because alam nila, nagawa nila ng maayos, no? So, here, this is a feedback mechanism also for us teachers where we can actually help our learners to further their interest, no, and engagement in our learning modalities. Okay? So, ayan. I think I covered everything that I need to cover. Ayan. So, maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Kayo ba ay may natutunan Sana meron kayong natutunan, no? So, kailangan lang po talaga natin ng humility when we create modules because we cannot expect that our module will be perfect uh, anytime, no, or forever. There would be glitches, no. There's no perfect module, especially to very diverse number of students. So, but remember that humility is not thinking less of yourself, but it is thinking of yourself less. Because the focus in education, in the focus of learning, no, kaya po tayo may school, kaya tayo ay guro, kasi meron tayong mga mag-aaral. So, napaka-importante po nila. So, lahat ng mga sinabi natin, no, I just want to remind everyone, all that I mentioned are easier said than done. Yes, I know the struggle is real. Hashtag the struggle is real. So, pero sana hindi tayo hadlangan nitong mga fears, no? These are fears that we have in mind. Hopefully, this will challenge us even more to do better, no, in whatever we are actually doing. Dennis Gabor said, we cannot predict the future, but we can invent it. So tayo bilang mga guro, we have to be more initiative, imaginative, inventive, no? We should take initiatives, no, to further our interest, no, to further our work in school. And finally, I think the greatest lesson about modular learning that I would like to share is that we are working from home. No, many are still not allowed to go to their school to report and do their thing. So, kailangan po talaga natin ng self-discipline. No one is checking ng mga ginagawa natin sa bahay. They cannot monitor everything that we do at home. Lalo na nasa working hours pa rin tayo kahit nasa bahay tayo. Sana we make the most of the time, we make the most out of the time we have, lalo na nasa bahay tayo. And I thank you because you are here, you are watching this webinar series. That means a lot to us, and that is a sign of your willingness to further, no, your knowledge, no, your experiences about module uh, writing. Maraming maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Sabi ni Piglet, how do you spell love? Anong sabi ni Pooh? You don't spell it, you feel it. No, why I said this? Because the module that we are going to produce, hindi lamang dapat makita ng bata yung module, hindi lang niya mababasa, no, yung module. Sana may mararamdaman din siya na habang ginagawa yung module na yon, hindi lamang napipilitan ng teacher, kung hindi ginagawa yun ng teacher na yon na may pagmamahal. Because at the end of the day, we are measured not of anything, but we are measured how much we love, how much love we put in everything that we do. Maraming maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Bagamat may mga pagbabagong nangyayari, yung mga pagbabagong yan ay nagdadala ng chance, no, na bagong pagkakataon para sa ating lahat. Huwag tayong susuko dahil kaya natin ito. Again, maraming salamat po. If there's anything I can do for you, please send me your message, no, with my email. And for those of you who paid for this webinar series, we still have one session tomorrow for the workshop. We will be sending you email within the day about that. So please check your inbox within the day, and hopefully we can see each other tomorrow. For the rest of you watching this live stream or this recorded video for free, thank you very much for being kind and being here with us, learning with us. It is our joy to serve you. Maraming maraming salamat, and please do join us in our next webinar series. If you have friends who are teaching MAPE in need of further knowledge about physical education in the new normal, please do join us, and please stay safe. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Again, See you in our future learning events. Maraming salamat po.